clear today that it's very clear that today artificial intelligence is not something where the students from engineering or computer science deals, but it is very crucial part of every parts of the organizations and in every parts of the a workplace. Either if you are from management background, you need to understand artificial intelligence and data science, because artificial intelligence and data science has changed everything in today's world. We have seen the changes of artificial intelligence and data science in very small organizations and also in very big organizations like Facebooks and other social platforms. Artificial intelligence and data science has brought lots of benefits to these companies, and these companies are basically in a very good positions for providing the better services to the customers and performing very well around the globe. So I will be speaking about certain technologies because artificial intelligence and data science is something that's growing. It's growing. It's in a top phase right now, and the growth of artificial intelligence and data science is awesome in every aspect. So new technologies are coming into this sector or into this into this set of technologies, and these new technologies are bringing so many benefits to different organizations. The term artificial intelligence, basically, uh, it's a very old term. Like it started almost in 1956, but right now we have seen that it has a very active role in our lives. So let's talk about artificial intelligence and different emerging technologies in data science, which is basically very important. If we talk about the different technologies in artificial intelligence, as a developing field, data science has a growth, it has a scope, it's a very big scope these days. The last discoveries and trends have set up, apart from major professions, a way more than to understand the opportunities in this field we have. Artificial intelligence is something that has lots of job opportunities these days, especially in US. If you are somebody knowing artificial intelligence or studied artificial intelligence, or you are a certified artificial intelligence and data science, your package or you will have a very good salary in US. In US these days, the top jobs, the top professions which is preferred and easy to get the job and find the job is artificial intelligence and data science, or if you are in a data analysis. Similarly, also in India, in other parts of the world, artificial intelligence and data science has a big market. And every company is somebody who is certified, the job is there for you. So it's very important. Let's start with artificial intelligence, the first technology, the first concept. According to the reports, 47% of digital mature organizations reported that they have defined artificial strategy in place. Most of the organizations, if you see these days, they have artificial intelligence, they have a vision to use artificial intelligence, they have strategy to use artificial intelligence, they are planning to invest for artificial intelligence, they have basically people to work on artificial intelligence. Because of what? Because to provide better services, to perform well, and to be top in the market. That is why lots of companies already invested money in artificial intelligence, or some companies are investing, or some companies are going to invest because of its benefits, because of its benefits for performing the better in basically in terms of customer services, data collections, and many other aspects. So that is why artificial intelligence is growing so much. We can go next, ma'am. Let's talk about the second one, that is cloud servicing. Cloud services, you might be knowing this term being a computer science students or engineering students, that cloud service is something which is very useful in terms of storage. For example, storage was few years ago, storage was very complicated. It was very difficult for companies to store their data. they were facing lots of challenges in terms of storing the data. So after introducing the cloud services, now the solution is there. Now data collection and storing of the data is very easy and it's cheap. For example, if you're a very big company, we have lots of big companies. So for them, collecting the data, storing the data is becoming easier for them because they have very safe technology that's called cloud services. Like many government organizations, many big companies, uh, they generate lots of data, they collect lots of data. And now these companies are able to collect their data cheaply, affordably. They don't need to invest lots of money in order to store the data. So cloud servicing is something that's really booming, that's really helping companies to store the data with an affordable price. You can go next month. Let's talk about AR and VR systems. Uh, if we talk about AR and VR systems, this is something which is very trending these days. For example, we have one technology, like we have this reality, where we have virtual reality technologies, we have augmented reality technologies. For example, we are having this virtual science lab. Lots of schools these days, they started virtual labs. For example, if you want to do physics, chemistries, or any kind of experiments, you can do it by using a virtual lab, even without using internet. So this technology has helped in many ways. For example, lots of schools and universities which are teaching science, they may not have enough money to invest in labs and physical labs or building physical labs or maybe supplying certain drugs or certain materials for experiments. So they started using virtual reality labs. You can use the same experiments by using a virtual environment, and it is helpful. I can't say it is similar to a physical lab, but yes, it is very helpful, and it is basically uh, giving you an idea how the experiment can be done. So that is called a virtual reality, and this AR and VR is these days is very very effective. If you have seen in Shark Tank India, there is a show in India. So in Shark Tank, they there was a it's mostly used even in marketing and advertisements. Lots of companies they started doing marketing and advertisements by using this AR and VR technologies. So according to the reports, 42.9 million people use VR and 68.7 million people use AR at least once every month. So this technology is booming, and this technology has lots of users, and the users are increasing day by day because of its benefits, because of its affordability. So it's still not very affordable, but all the artificial intelligence technologies are not affordable. So because this is a growing industry or a growing phase, but I'm very sure, for example, we had a very small mobile phone 10 years or 15 years ago. That mobile cost was 10,000 rupees, but now you are buying that same phone 1,000 rupees. So these technologies are becoming affordable day by day. It will be expensive in the beginnings, in the in the initial phases, but later on, it's becoming very affordable. Next one. Yeah, IoT is basically refers to a network of various objects such as peoples and advices and devices that have basically unique IP addresses and an internet connections. These objects are basically designed in such a way to communicate with each other with the help of internet access, sensors, and smart meters, among the others, are a few bones of the IoT, and data scientists intend to develop this technology further to be able to use in the productive analytics. As per the report, basically Fortune Business Insights says that IoT devices market is expected to reach $1.1 trillion by the year 2026. Basically, in IoT, for example, the internet the internet, the IP address, and also the assessors, the sensors are basically playing very big role. For example, you have this networking is an outcome of IoT. For example, lots of like certain objects are there, and you want to connect them, and you want to bring a communication between them with the human interactions. So that is with the help of IoT. So let's talk about the big data. Uh, yeah, next map. Okay, so big data is basically refers to the homogeneous amount of data that may be either in a structured or unstructured form. These sets of data are too large to be quickly processed with the help of traditional techniques. For example, we have government organizations that they are collecting the data. So for them, collecting the data from the population or from the people or from the citizens and processing them or structure them and presenting the outcome from those data will be very difficult. It will be using with the traditional technique, it will be even impossible. So that is why there is advanced techniques need to be employed for this big data. So big data boasts of technologies such as, for example, dark migration and strong cybersecurity, which would not have been possibly without it. Smart boosts are also a result of processing big data to analyze the necessary informations. According to the big data simple made, around 90% of the world's data has been created in the last 2 years. Big data is bound to change how business and customers look at and how they interact the technology in the daily basis. For example, Facebook, Twitter, these social platforms, they have lots of customers accounts. They have lots of data collecting from their users. So this big data, if you want to basically analyze them, or if you want to basically use them in business decisions, and using the traditional technique would be not possible. So that's why you need certain technologies to process them and use them in the right way and effectively. For example, lots of companies, they started selling their data. They started selling the data to the certain agents or certain companies, because these data are very important, because these data are value, these data are money, and these data can play a very important role in understanding the customers and understanding the people desire, wants, what they exactly need. So that's why these big data can be converted into values. These data can be converted into numbers. These data can be converted into visuals. These data can be converted for certain use. We can go next, man. Okay, let's talk about automated machine learning. Automated machine learning is basically also called O2ML and has now become a buzzword. Basically, it is now being recognized as an eye to develop better models for machine learnings. According to the grantor, more than 40% of the tasks in data science will be automated by the year 2023 or 4. Automation of this data will make up for the absence of the necessary talent supply. Automated machine learning means certain technologies are there which is working in place of a human talent. For example, you are having this ATM machines, like almost 50% of the work is done through automated machines. You don't need somebody who should recognize your card or recognize passwords or something like that, or count the money and give you. No. So almost half of the task is done automatically, and half of the task is done by the human interactions. Like you are inserting your card, you enter your password, you're like then you collect your money, or you cancel the transactions. So it's like 50-50 or 70-30% interactions. So there are lots of technologies where you are almost work is done through automated machines learning. For example, if you go to the showrooms, they have machines in their entrance, and if you are buying something, and all their stock is recorded in that machines, and you cannot take any stock from out. You cannot take it from the store without paying the money. It's already recorded. So aims at improving the accuracy and predictions and make machine learning more fine-tuned. This means the one can focus more on finding solutions to complex problems rather than creating a workflow. So automated machine learning can help you in many ways. Like you can try to, making your workflow easier and making your outcome better by applying automated machine learnings in your workflows or in your work systems. You can go next, ma'am. Let's talk about quantum computing. Number seven, yeah. Computer, this is basically a trend that is still in its initial stage. Quantum computing is a phase of future technologies. It's a future of artificial intelligence, future of computer, or future of computer science, you can say. This is not still in practice, but yes, lots of companies started research, like Google, like big companies started their research to develop quantum computing. They started investing on quantum computing. These computers are expected to perform complex calculations in a seconds. If you see the generation of computers, the first computer that we had and the last computer that we have today, we have seen lots of changes in terms of the processes, in terms of the features of the computers, in terms of how computers are working so fast. Like computers 20 years ago or 10 years ago, they were very slow in terms of processes, but computers today are very active. They run very, very big softwares. They run very, very big softwares very smoothly. So that is how the changes we see in computers, the changes we see in technology. So the quantum computing is basically will be the computers of futures, will be the computers where you can solve the problems in seconds, where you don't need lots of time. It can calculate in a less span of time and would probably require at least 100 years. So this will be the future. It means the next generation computers, the generation where, or like our generation computers, like our generation, maybe after 80 years, 50 years, or 100 years, or even we can say the third generation, because we are almost in the age of 30, 40 years old. So after 100 years, it will be the third generation of us. So quantum computing involves a strong large chunk of information in quantum bytes, or enabling them to solve complex calculations in a matter of seconds. Large companies such as I just said that, such as Google, have already been started their research and all that. I can say that Indian companies or Indian computer scientists, they are going to be the very active part of this quantum computing technologies, because we have seen that India is basically producing a large number of computer science engineers, and they are basically very top when it comes to computer science. So I'm very sure that their role is very important, and their role is very comprehensive in developing this technology in the future and even right now. We can go ahead, ma'am. Okay, digital twins is basically used for lots of companies when they produce their cars, their digital cars or their cars. They go through different tests. They do lots of testing. Then after that they launch basically the car into the market. So with digital twins, you do not need to face lots of failure. Like you can experiment the failure, the actual failure, before producing that, like by using digital twin. Like for example, is creating replicas of physical elements in the digital world. It is based on the concept that a physical object must exist in the real world and a virtual object must exist in the digital world. Like this technology basically makes it easier to data scientists to understand the pros and cons of a particular device or a system before it puts into the actual use with the help of simulation. For example, let's have a digital twins of a car would give a more in-depth insight basically into the problem that could occur and how they can be fixed before it is physically tested, thereby avoiding any harm. Lots of cars, company cars, before testings, physical testings, they can use digital twins in order to understand and find the failures in their in their car engines or in their car system or in their car ability or power. So the market for digital twin is expected to grow towards the end of year 2023, and it's basically doubtful. Without any doubt, it will help lots of companies. Like we have this Tesla company, which is very actively using technologies and trying to use driverless cars, digital, enabled cars, or BMW, or many other Toyota, and many other companies. Not only in the car sectors, anything you can use digital twins. It is really helping you to create that virtual reality by understanding the what will happen with the physical equipment or with the physical object that you have in hand. So in the last or in conclusion, we can say that data science is basically booming. It's booming. Data science is really helpful. It's a backbone of the companies these days, and it plays very a strong role not only in the private sectors, in the government sectors as well. And we can also say that lots of research and development is undergone and is undergoing for making this artificial intelligence and data science bigger and bigger. And the scope is very wide. And the future is for data science and it's for artificial intelligence. I would say that if you are from any background, or if you are from any sector, or if you are anyone, either you will interact with artificial intelligence or either you will operate artificial intelligence. For example, you are using your mobile phone, there is artificial intelligence. You are, for example, going to stores, you are going to malls, definitely you can see artificial intelligence used there. So artificial intelligence is everywhere. It is in your home, it is in the market, it is in the business. And this uh, scope is enlarging day by day. And the future is becoming very brighter for this. But no doubt, nothing can replace human talent, nothing can replace human being. We should not be very worried about it, because we will feel that when the first time, I will say that when the first time when this ATM machines were introduced or computer was introduced in the Indian banking system, if I'm not wrong, the employees went on strike and they were basically not wanting it. They were denying this technology. But right now you see that Indian banking system is very strong and it's growing. Considering the inflation in the world, still Indian banks are doing very well. And the banks are becoming very much artificial intelligence enabled systems are used largely in these banks. So I would say that students who are doing computer science, students who are basically into engineering, they should go for certain online artificial intelligence certification programs, which is for free. They should be very active users and searchers. They should search. You can find lots of universities in Western countries. You can find lots of universities in Europe, even in India itself, that they offer artificial intelligence certifications for free. And a part of your regular degree, which is master's or bachelor degree, it is always useful and a plus point to have, like these certifications, because these certifications plays very important role when you go to jobs, when you are applying for jobs, and when you have this in your CV. So that's all for the day, and I hope it should be useful for you. Though I'm not from this background, but I was focusing the use of it, and being a management person or being somebody who is running a university. We are really, like, for example, our university, Acacia University, is an online university. It's an online university. We offer uh, so many programs online, and we are basically uh, having our own platform where all the programs are there, where all the certificates are there, where all the syllabus are there. And and these are the computer science students who are running the entire university in the back, in the back, because they are operating the entire systems, and the enrollment, the fees, the technical problems, and everything. So uh, this is wonderful. So that's why artificial intelligence is playing very important role in everywhere, especially in the universities, because of introducing online education. Like recently, India introduced online education, and Indian government or UGC has given the permission that universities can, have a joint degree with the foreign universities. But in 1980s, online education was started, and it was very famous in the other part of the world. That is how the universities will be an active user of artificial intelligence in the coming future. So that's all from my side, and thank you so much for this platform and this opportunity, ma'am.
Now we come to the end of this lively gathering. Really, I would like to thank Dr. Bahrullah Safi for this wonderful speech. You are not from this domain, but however, you accept my invitation and your
Thank you.
information is really awesome. Thank you for your presence, sir. Really, I'm glad to have you, sir. I thank each
Thank
and
you so much.
everyone who participated in this event. I post the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly enter to receive your certificate. Thank you so much, sir. You can leave.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.